First and 10. And there is Greg Carr. Former Florida State University star, known for circus catches down there. 6 feet 6 inches. Talk about a big target. This is inviting for a quarterback on the corner in a mismatch with Dante Marsh.
Well, it sure is when you've got not just Greg Carr's speed on the outside, and we saw that with a couple long touchdowns last week, but also that height, 6'6", matched up against 5'10" Dante Marsh on the short side.
Second down and 3 yards here. Reed's in the backfield. Giles in the shotgun. Bombers on the move. Reed takes the ball right side and has room and more room. Fred Reed rumbling inside the 30-yard line. Fred Reed, when he sees those BC Lions orange uniforms, his eyes light up. As Dwayne mentioned, last year a huge effort, 260 yards against the Leos.
Well, when he gets blocking like this from big number 59, Andre Douglas, it makes things a whole lot easier for Fred Reed. Douglas is going to pull all the way around, and with the help of Reed's positioning, ends up blocking 2 guys. He takes Elimimian. Fred Reed hides behind the big body, and that occupies Corey Banks.
10 yards away now, Fred Reed, from 1,000 on the season. Play action, and there's a knockdown. Brent Johnson, the BC Lions Iron Man, bats it down. Playing in his 163rd straight game, has never missed a game in his 10-year CFL career.
Terrence Jeffers-Harris lines up in the slot here. He's going to go in motion. He ultimately ends up being open on this play with that motion, but fortunately Brent Johnson gets the hand.
Close to the red zone or green zone, if you want to call it that. Giles takes it himself, has the first down, and takes a big hit there, and there's a penalty flag. David Highland, welcome to the CFL. There is the new free safety on a late hit on Stephen Giles. Highland out of Moorhead State, a Division II player out of Kentucky.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. BC number 37. After distance, the goal. First down.
This is what Stephen Giles brings to the Blue Bombers, his ability to scamper.
Well, he sure does, and he gets some help. That O-line's going to take their sets, get upfield and block. The right tackle, Kelly Butler, does a nice job staying on his man downfield to keep that lane open for Stephen Giles to break the line of scrimmage. Nicely executed play by all 12 men on the field.
Now in that red zone. First and goal. Reed to the 5. Wrapped up, brought down by Solomon Elimimian, and there's a penalty marker. It's a hold against the Blue Bombers.
BC defensive end Karan Williams had a little thumbs up for the officials when he saw that flag on the field.
Holding. Winnipeg, number 59, 10-yard penalty. Will repeat first down.
Andre Douglas won an earlier battle on this play against the BC defensive line. This time he gets caught. Karan Williams tries to slice inside. Douglas has to put the clutches on and pull him down to prevent a tackle for a loss.
So they move it back to about the 18-yard line. First and goal again. 4 receivers to the left. Giles looks left, over the middle, and making the catch is Jeffers-Harris. But it will be second down and goal now, just inside the 10-yard line.
Good to have the big weapon, Terrence Jeffers-Harris, back. Combined with the play of Terrence Edwards so far this season, the rapid emergence of Greg Carr. Inconsistency for Adarius Bowman, combined with now the depth in this receiving corps, has sort of cost Bowman his opportunity to play for this week.
Not to mention continuity at quarterback, of course. Buck Pierce, the former Lion, no longer at the controls. Stephen Giles, in place of the injured Buck Pierce, has looked good the last few weeks. 10th play of this drive. Little long toss for Carr. Knocked. He's got it. Touchdown. They are saying it's an incomplete pass. And Greg Carr may have tried to sell the official on the sideline. I'm not sure he caught this ball. Looked like it was knocked
Carr
away.
Stays
there
with
it
the ball,
is.
but that one bounce at the end.
Ruling on the field is the ball hit the ground. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It will be third down.
It will be third down. And that was a masterful acting job by Greg Carr. And the official unable to see it from that side.
Yeah, a veteran move by a CFL rookie, Greg Carr, to try and sell it, as he had the back judge shielded out on the play. Fortunately, all the officials are in position, able to see that that ball hit the ground.
Rookie Canadian kicker Justin Pilardi, 8 of 9, is taking over from the departed Alex Cerna. Hold kick, good. Winnipeg strikes first. The CFL on TSN is brought to you in part by Nissan. Shift the way you move. Impressive drive by the Blue Bombers ends in a field goal by Justin Pilardi. And as you can tell here, Greg Carr trying to sell the official who couldn't see from there. But watch as field judge Brian Taylor comes in and makes the emphatic call right after that. Officials all over that play, and Jonas Davis is brought down right away by James Green on that.
Yeah, as we said, the back judge on this play, Jocelyn Paul, here his body, he's shielded by Carr's body. It looks like a catch, but Brian Taylor emphatically from his position, always making sure one of those guys is in position. He sees that that ball hits the field. Reports to Andre Proulx. But the third team on the field, the officials, working at a high level of efficiency here so far tonight.
Who needs a command center when you got eyes like that and you're right there? Travis Lulay now. Hand off up the gut. Jamal Robertson keeps those legs pumping. But right into Dorian Smith, who brought him down for the tackle. Talked about this front four for Winnipeg and sack masters. There's Smith, who has 4 on the season. Philip Hunt, who has 11. Odell Willis with 7. And BC native Doug Brown with 3. Formidable front.
Hey, dude.
Second and 6 now. The BC 34-yard line, and lots of movement, and nylon flies. The officials got their A game on it. Did you see that? A quick trigger. All of them
fired up.
The flags were simultaneous.
Legal procedure. BC number 63, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And you'll have to excuse Javon Olafioye making his first start at the left tackle position. He's the guy who flinches here, a little out of his element. He started the first every game up to this point in the season. Javon Olafioye had been the only BCO lineman to start every game in the same spot. He had been at right guard.
So we'll move it back 5 yards. I think it's second and 11. The rush. Lulay got hit hard. Really hard there. Clint Kent in on him. Lulay says, I'm all right. But that was feast time for number 41.
Well, that's the downside of second and long. Clint Kent coming from the top of your screen. Number 41 runs right by the missed cut block by the running back Jamal Robertson to put that hit on Lulay.
The veteran Paul McCallum. High deep kick sends Javon Johnson to his 30. Makes 1 miss. Penalty flag flies. 2 fly. The ball is down and the whistle blows, and we'll tell you about the penalties when we come back to Empire Field in Vancouver. CFL on TSN continues tomorrow. Hamilton Tiger Cats take on the Eskimos. Commonwealth Stadium. Live coverage begins 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. Visiting Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Vancouver against the BC Lions. Fred Reed with another touch. Nowhere to go. Karan Williams says hello. to Fred Reed in the backfield for a loss.
Well, Karan Williams, who's made his name in this league as a defensive tackle, starting to get settled in at defensive end for the BC Lions as this season progresses. Number 9 is going to slice between two blocks. There's an attempted down block by the fullback, Andre Sedasian. But Karan Williams knows what's coming, just beats him across his face to make the play.
CFL All-Star last year with Montreal, Grey Cup champion, came as a free agent to BC. So second and long, 13 yards to go. Giles has time and protection on the roll, but bad toss that time. Stanley Franks rubs out Brock Ralph. To the advertising boards on the sideline. Ralph wanted a penalty, did not get it. So the Bombers a quick 2 and out here, and BC should get some good field position.
The lesson that Winnipeg needs to learn from this series, Rod, is you have to avoid being predictable in terms of plays you run from formations. They got into that double tight. Karan Williams made a play because he anticipated in double tight they're going to run. They may have to pass out of that as a key breaker once or twice.
Mike Renault with the kick. Jonas Davis, game changer a week ago. Still on his feet, stays upright, trying to find a seam, but BC will begin at their own 45-yard line. Before every game, this is what each team has to do. Take a look at the new footballs that come in from Wilson.
They've got to get them prepped, rub down the surface, roughen them up a little bit. The quarterbacks for each team, starting with the home team, test out those balls. They sign off on them. Once the home team signs off, all of those new game balls get taken over to the visiting team's quarterback. There you see Stephen Giles checking out the balls. They sign off on them. That's Winnipeg equipment manager Brad Foddy, and they're ready for game time.
Let the games begin. Those brand new footballs every game. Lulak with that new football. Geroy Simon along the sideline. Bombers are saying no catch, but the ball does move, and so too the yardsticks, and Geroy Simon keeps his impressive game streak alive, now 137 and counting, with at least one catch.
And it's just a well-run route by Geroy Simon that gets that right foot down inbounds, push Dion Beasley deep, and then work back to his quarterback.
Simon climbing the record books, catches, yardage, and that consecutive catch streak. There's another one to Geroy. Fumble the football. Winnipeg has it. So Mr. Reliable Geroy Simon took a hard hit, coughed up the football. The first turnover of the game results in a Winnipeg possession. Marcellus Bowman has the football. Winnipeg takes over, and Simon is going to the sideline injured.
Javon Johnson pops this ball out. Dion Beasley gets in on that hit as well. Perhaps more important than the loss of possession, the loss of your go-to receiver, Geroy Simon. Still on his feet when that ball is popped out in the collision. No question about that turnover.
5 receivers set for the Blue Bombers. Take over on the turnover. Giles dances out of the pocket and goes deep and has Terrence Edwards. He has the football inside the 10. Touchdown! Quick strike. A bomb from the Bombers. 57 yards to the end zone.
And the sudden change after the turnover. Bombers go right for the throat. Terrence Edwards ends up wide open on the scramble and gets in behind his defender. Terrence Edwards' initial route has him going deep. He's got a little bit of room. Stephen Giles stays with him, eyes downfield as he scrambles. Edwards makes the catch past the defense of Anthony Reddick.
10th touchdown of the season. Justin Pilardi to provide the point after. Terrence Edwards on the receiving end of a toss from Stephen Giles. 10-0 Blue Bombers. Is Mr. Big Play, Terrence Edwards.
They set the tone from game 1 of this season. A couple of long touchdowns against the Hamilton Tiger Cats in that one, and he has continued now through 13 weeks.
Now second in the CFL in receiving yardage behind Andy Fantuz, who took over the #1 spot earlier today. Saskatchewan's win over Toronto. Let's go down to the sideline now, and joining us tonight is Farhan Lalji. Farhan.
Well, guys, you take a look at Geroy Simon. He got out in that last series after getting hit, caused the fumble, which led to the touchdown, but it doesn't appear to be too serious for him. They've gone through a few strength tests and some range of motion tests. They haven't taken the shoulder pads off yet, and he seems to be suggesting that he's okay, so he may miss a few plays, but expect Simon back in this game fairly soon.
I got gas.
Geroy Simon had made a catch on Dion Beasley earlier in that series, but Beasley sure got him back, popping the ball out on that one.
Tight formation this time. Jamal Robertson bounces off one would-be tackler, but could not avoid another.
Those two Winnipeg defensive ends, Odell Willis and Philip Hunt, have emerged as something of a dynamic duo for the Bombers as this season has gone on, both joining the team late last year. Hunt is a free agent. Willis came over in the trade with Calgary involving receivers Romby Bryant and R.J. Franklin. They have been quite a force here in 2010.
Dynamic bookends on that Winnipeg front four. Movement on the line. Lule in trouble, spins, and down he goes. But the penalty flag did fly just as the ball was snapped.
Dorian Smith, the defensive tackle, was the first Bomber to move, but the question is always, was he drawn by a flinch on the other side?
Dorian Smith is saying they flinched, but let's see what Andre Proulx says.
Offside. Winnipeg, number 90, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
He's trying to do a little acting himself there. Didn't quite work out for Dorian Smith and the Blue Bombers. It will be second down. 3 yards away from a first down for BC. Under 3 minutes to go in an opening quarter that's been dominated by Winnipeg. And again, nowhere to run. 3 Blue Bombers bring down Jamal Robertson, and that will once again bring out 40-year-old Paul McCallum to boot it away.
Once again, it's those two defensive ends getting in on the play. Off from the right edge of your screen, Odell Willis. Going to run this one down. Comes right off the hip of that offensive tackle. Olafioye to get in on the play.
And the whistle blows. Winnipeg very good against the run. Third best defense.
All 12 of us. It's all 12, TSN. Check us out. All 12, one unit, baby.
Thank you, Odell Willis. Doug Brown, again, from this area, grew up